Deep in a lush green forest where the sunlight filtered through the dense canopy lived a little bird. His name was Chikki. Chikki was a delightful sight with his bright yellow feathers that shone like the sun. He had a special talent that made him stand out in the forest. Chikki loved to sing, and his songs were very sweet. His melodious tunes would echo through the forest, bringing joy to all who heard them. But Chikki had a secret that he kept hidden from his friends. Despite his cheerful songs, there was something that troubled him deeply. Chikki was afraid of heights. This fear made him nervous whenever he thought about flying high in the sky. He never flew high in the sky. Instead, he preferred to stay close to the ground where he felt safe and secure. Chikki would hop from one low branch to another, always staying within the comfort of the lower parts of the forest. He sang his beautiful songs from these low branches, filling the forest with his sweet melodies. Chikki's best friend, Meena, lived in a tall tree. Her nest was high up, offering a splendid view of the forest. She often asked Chikki to visit her. "Come up, see my lovely nest," she would call. But Chikki, with his fear of heights, always hesitated. One day, a big storm came. The wind howled through the trees, rain poured from the sky. Chikki worried about his friend, Meena. He hoped she was safe in her tall tree. The storm raged on and on. Finally, it began to calm down. The sun peeked out from behind the clouds. Chikki decided to check on Meena. He hoped she was all right. Chikki flew towards Meena's tree, his heart pounding with worry. The sky was still dark from the storm that had just passed, and the wind was howling through the branches. He saw that the storm had damaged her nest. The once sturdy home was now a mess of twigs and leaves, barely holding together. It was broken and hanging precariously from a branch, swaying dangerously with every gust of wind. Chikki's heart sank at the sight. Meena's eggs were in danger of falling. They were her most precious treasures, and Chikki knew he had to act fast to save them. Chikki knew he had to help. He couldn't let his friend lose her eggs. Determination filled his heart as he prepared to take action. He took a deep breath, trying to calm his racing thoughts. He had never done anything like this before, but he knew he had to be brave. He knew he was afraid of heights, but his friend needed him. The fear in his heart was strong, but his loyalty to Meena was stronger. Spreading his wings wide, he flew up towards the nest. The wind tried to push him back, but he fought against it with all his might. Higher and higher he went, until he reached Meena's eggs. The journey was tough, but he didn't give up. He carefully picked them up in his beak, making sure not to harm them. With a gentle touch, he secured each egg, ready to bring them to safety. But Chikki flew down from the tall tree. The wind rustled through his feathers as he descended, feeling the rush of air beneath his wings. He had a mission, and nothing could deter him. He brought the eggs safely to the ground. Each egg was a precious life, and Chikki knew how important it was to handle them with care. He landed gently, making sure not to jostle them. Meena was so relieved to see her friend and her precious eggs. Her heart had been pounding with worry, but now it was filled with gratitude and joy. She couldn't believe how brave Chikki had been. She thanked Chikki for being so brave. Chikki felt happy. He had faced his fears and succeeded. The bond between them grew stronger, knowing they could rely on each other. He had overcome his fear to help his friend. It wasn't easy, but the thought of Meena and the eggs gave him the courage he needed. He stood tall, proud of what he had achieved. From that day on, Chikki wasn't afraid of heights anymore. The sky, once a daunting expanse, now felt like a playground. He soared with newfound confidence, exploring places he had never dared to go before. He learned that being brave doesn't mean not being scared. It means facing your fears head-on and doing what needs to be done, even when your heart is racing. It means doing something even when you are. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. Chikki realized that true bravery comes from within, and he knew that he would always be there for his friends, no matter how high he had to fly. Together they could conquer any challenge, and their friendship would soar to new heights.